Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm back for another Vinyl Finds video. It's been a while since I went vinyl shopping, digging, and felt good to do that again. What made this vinyl dig so much fun was I didn't do it alone. I did it with a fellow VC member, Dave, DC, Fatbackfunk joined me as we went digging into vinyl stores at Berkeley. Really good to meet. This is the first time I actually met Dave face to face. I mean, always talking to him, you know, of course through messages, through each other's videos. But it was nice to actually meet him. Cool guy, and I knew that before meeting, of course. But it was just great to talk music with him, hang out with him, vibe with him. Real nice guy, and he was nice enough to give me some VCLT before we really started digging. And he was nice enough to give me this Rush bootleg. This is Rush Moon Over Cleveland. This is a live recording from 1974. Some very early Rush on a two-record set. And it sounds really, really nice. It has these custom labels right here. As you can see, let me do right side up here. Really nice. And very, very early Rush when Neil Peart first joined the band. I believe majority of this was recorded in Cleveland, 1974, Agora Theater, I believe. And the second record, and this is actually pretty cool. The second record is on red vinyl, as you can see there. Really nice. And a few extra tracks on this album was recorded in Germany, 1974 as well. If I remember the cover correctly. Two tracks on the last side are recorded in Frankfurt, Germany, 1979. Here's the back of it. And a really good sounding bootleg. The Cleveland portion of the album was an FM broadcast, so some really good sound quality, really good album. And you know, I'm a fan of all eras of Rush. You know, it doesn't matter what time period you're giving me a bootleg from Rush, I'm gonna love it. And the early years, especially because it was just bass, drums, and guitar, and just hard rock and kind of a blues feel. They would get a little bit more progressive later, but they were just getting started with Neil Peart as the drummer in the band. Thank you so much, DC, for this. I really appreciate this. We went vinyl digging on Saturday night. I came home real late Saturday night, stayed up to the wee hours of the morning, just cranking the living crap out of this bootleg LP. Fantastic gift, and I owe you big time, bro. So thank you so much. And let's keep it bootlegs. I got a Genesis bootleg here. Revelatory Genesis 78 and 80. I've never had this before. I've seen it. I've seen it on CDs, but I've never seen this on vinyl in a store. And basically, it's the Duke tour, more or less, from May 7th, 1980, in London. And that's a real popular bootleg amongst Genesis fans who like to collect the bootlegs. I think on CD it was called Musica at one point, the name of the CD bootleg. And there's also a couple tracks from June 24th, 1978 Network Festival. And there's only like 3 tracks: While You Follow Me, Burning Rope, and Fountain of Salmacis are from the Network Festival recordings, and then the rest of the album is all from the Duke tour in London, 1980. Really, really great album. 2-record set, and I forgot what the label was. A generic bootleg label, basically. It looks the same on Steam label, and it looks the same on all 4 records. But a really nice sounding bootleg. I was really impressed with the sound quality. It sounds great. That was a really, really great era of Genesis. You know, late 70s, early 80s. We're talking We're talking Wind and Wuthering all the way to the Duke tour. Those are some live recordings from that era, are really great, and this is a great bootleg, so I'm really happy to put it in the Genesis collection. And speaking of Genesis, I found this, Genesis, The Silent Sun, which is basically, I guess, their first album. And this is a German pressing of the album. I'm not a real big fan of the Genesis, From Genesis to Revelation album. I do have it on vinyl. I can't say I listen to it all that much. I do like the song The Silent Sun. That's a great song. But when I saw this, it was $4 and pretty rare. It's on the Decca label. I gotta clean this record. I haven't listened to it yet and I haven't cleaned it yet. So it's a little dusty, but otherwise in good shape on Decca. German copy. And I think it's 2 versions of the song "Silent Sun" is on here, because it appears on both side 1 and side 2. And the version on side 1 is slightly longer than the version on side 2. So I've yet to listen to this one. I've just gotten these records last night, and I haven't made my way to this one yet. So, but I did listen to the Genesis and Rush bootleg already. Fantastic stuff. And I'm sure I'll enjoy this one as well. But just another entry into the Genesis collection, German copy, Genesis, The Silent Sun. And we'll keep the Genesis theme going from Peter Gabriel, Passion, which is basically a soundtrack from The Last Temptation of Christ, the movie by Martin Scorsese, directed by Martin Scorsese, and starring William Dafoe. And of course, we know Peter Gabriel did the soundtrack work to that film. I had this on cassette. Actually, I still do, but never had it on vinyl. And I really don't see it all that often. And it's on Geffen. So it looked like a cool score. They didn't want a lot for it, so I think I lay like $4 or $5 for this. And I haven't listened to this one yet either, but can't wait. I enjoyed the cassette. Some really good songs on here, so can't wait to experience it on vinyl, since I've already experienced it on a cassette. So I wouldn't say it's my favorite of the Peter Gabriel releases, but there is some interesting stuff and some interesting musical ideas on it that I really dug. So very nice to now have it on vinyl. And let's just keep the progressive records going. From the band Porcupine Tree, The Sky Moves Sideways. 2-record set, really cool. And I know I say this a lot with Porcupine Tree, but I really love the packaging, the artwork, and the care that goes into their vinyl releases. Steve Wilson and company, they really do it right. They really do it up right when it comes to their vinyl releases. And there's the gatefold. Really cool. And it has these really nice custom labels on them. And I'll show you here. There we go there, the custom labels there. And the one on the other side. Really nice record. I sort of real late last night listening to records, and I wanted to get this one so bad, but my eyes were just like really heavy and I couldn't keep my eyes open anymore. It was time for bed, so maybe when I turn the camera off, I'll finally experience this album. This is my favorite label right here. I guess you can't. As you can tell, I really love the way Porcupine Tree records are packaged, and the artwork is always really nice. Love like I said, I love the attention to detail and care that goes into their vinyl packages. It's refreshing to see. The music on here, I've never owned this before in any format, CD or vinyl or whatnot, and I had a DVD bootleg of Porcupine Tree when by the time they were promoting the album Lightbulb Sun. They did play a portion of Sky Moves Sideways, and it sounded great, real cool psychedelic instrumental stuff. So can't wait to hear the album version. And of course the song Stars Die. It's a gorgeous song that's also on this record. Beautiful, it's some beautiful music. Love the packaging, can't wait to dive into it. Porcupine Tree is one of my favorite bands. I mean, Steven Wilson's doing great as a solo artist. But I would hope that he puts Porcupine Tree back together again, because I really do miss going to Porcupine Tree shows. I'm really missing me some Tree, but real happy to put this in the collection. All right, in the background, we're listening to a live CD from Bad Company. What you hear is what you get. And this is the late 80s, early 90s lineup of the band. What was the name of the singer? I can't remember the name of the singer again. It'll come to me. Brian Howe. Brian Howe was the lead singer with this lineup of Bad Company, and I always enjoyed it. So that's what we're listening in the background. And what put me in the mood to listen to Bad Company was I finally found one of their albums I've been looking for forever, Holy Water. Bad Company's Holy Water. Finally found it. I've been looking for this for quite a few months and could never seem to find it anywhere. And then when I go to Rasputin in Berkeley, I found a sealed copy. So this is a sealed copy, well, it was. I brought it home and ripped that bitch open, but at the time I bought it, it was sealed. And put it on the turntable and really loved what I heard. Absolutely loved it. It is on the Adco label, as you can see there. Some really fun songs on this album. Holy Water, of course, being one of my favorite songs on here, as well as If You Needed Somebody was a really nice ballad. These were all the singles. But, you know, Walk Through Fire, Fearless, there really were some great songs on here. So this was an enjoyable listen, and finally happy to have scored it after looking for this thing for months. And it kind of got me in the mood to hear that lineup of Bad Company again. I actually did like it, and very happy to have this now. Another record I found sealed and ripped the shrink wrap off of it and got straight to the vinyl was Eric Clapton's Journeyman. This was sealed as well. I think I picked it up for like $6-7 and really enjoyed this album. It's a great, obviously it was sealed, so vinyl's in great condition, and the cover and all the inserts are in beautiful condition as well. There's the gatefold. I believe since this is a Clapton release, it's on Duck Records, there's the inserts with all the lyrics. And yeah, it's on Duck Records. So, and I've had the CD to this for many years, probably since the year it was released. Love the song No Alibis, Pretending, Bad Love, and plus all the guest stars that are on this album, like Phil Collins and Daryl Hall, Robert Cray, Shaka Khan, George Harrison plays guitar on one song. So it's got a lot of cool guest stars on this record, but the music on it is fantastic. And people always prefer 70s Clapton, and I don't blame them. That was some great music too, but I always loved this album. So real happy to have finally scored Journeyman and a good final copy of it as well. So big find for me. Okay, this one's my little salute to Dave, Dark Side of the Zoom. I saw this record in the store. It was only for $2, and I immediately thought of him, and I wanted to get it. It is, well, actually, I can't remember the name of the record. Okay, it's from the Blues Brothers, Briefcase Full of Blues. The name escaped me for a moment, but he's a big Blues Brother. Dave's a big Blues Brother fan, and I like him too. I remember being a kid when the Saturday Night Live skits were new, and seeing it when I was like probably 8 or 9 years old. That's how old my ass is. And oh man, I always thought the music was great. And when the movie came out, I actually saw it in the theater when it was first released, and I believe it was 1980. That was a great movie. I love the music in it. I've seen the movie like a million times. I own it on DVD, and I do remember this album coming out, and I remember a lot of people had it. A lot of people in my family had it, and of course it's on the Atlantic Records label. Really cool album, and just made me think of David when I saw it, so thought I'd pick it up. It is a good album too. Alright, and then David Gilmour's first solo record, and I can't remember the name of the record. I don't see it anywhere on here. But here we go, his first solo album. And you know, I had this, but my copy did not come as a gatefold. And when I saw this, I couldn't remember if my copy was a gatefold or not. And then go into my collection, it isn't. So really, really surprising, and it's on Columbia. Really good album. I think I like this more than his second solo record, though his second solo record is pretty good too. But like I said, really couldn't remember if it was a gatefold or not, so I just went ahead and got it. I love this album. This one I bought just because I like the cover. Only because I like the cover, but I'm sure the music on here is really good. It's Thomas Dolby, The Golden Age of Wireless. I just love that picture. I mean, it has the song She Blinded Me with Science, which we've all heard way too many times. Of course, we liked it when we first heard it. Now it's like, okay, whatever. But I do like that. I just love that picture. I like that kind of artwork, that comic book artwork. It's just, I always thought it was really cool. So I always see this in the record stores. I always stare at that cover for a little bit. And I decided to finally pull the trigger and buy it. Obviously, it was only a couple of bucks, nothing that set me back. And it's on a Capitol Records label. So real cool to have that. Here's a 12-inch single from The Church for the song Destination, from one of their albums, which was called Starfish, my favorite of theirs. I don't see too many 12-inch singles from that album, and thought to me it was rare. And it's on the Arista label, and it comes with the edit version and the album version of the song. So really cool to put that in the Church collection. And we're not done yet. I'm trying to go through these as fast as I can, so this won't be a super long video. Finally got a good copy of Stevie Ray Vaughan's In Step. I was telling Dave this when we were vinyl shopping together in Berkeley. I have the worst luck with Stevie Ray Vaughan records on vinyl when I buy them. They're always warped as hell. They skip all over the place when I'm trying to listen to it. And I saw this copy and came with the original insert. I love this album. This is one of my favorite Stevie Ray Vaughan albums. And it's on Epic, as always, with Stevie Ray Vaughan records. And nice clean copy. It's not warped. Just really love this, and played this the night I came home from Berkeley, the whole thing, and oh man, such an enjoyable record to listen to. Just dig this album so much. Had a great time listening to it, and it felt good to finally score a clean, unwarped, decent vinyl copy of this album. Because like I said, I have terrible luck with Stevie Ray on vinyl. I always find the ugliest copies. But nice to finally score a good one. So big relief for me, big relief. 12-inch single from OMD. The song is Metroland from their latest album. English Electric was the name of the album. And I didn't even realize there were any 12-inch singles being released from that album on vinyl, and here we go. And let me show you these custom labels because they look really cool. Very colorful. So really great find for me because I love OMD's latest album, English Electric. Metroland's a great song on it. And on the B side, we have the song The Great White Silence, which is not included on the album, so get a rarity track. And album is in fantastic shape. This was a great find. I love OMD, and was really happy to score this. Also from OMD, self-titled record. Songs from their first album, I think, was Organization. And this looked like it was a reissue from probably late 80s, I believe 87. Bendis put this out. But it does have their first single, Electricity, has messages on it. And a lot of songs from their first album. I think it's a compilation of their first two albums. It's on the Virgin label, but it has some really nice custom labels on it. There we go. Really nice. Same thing on the other side. Very nice. You know, I found a compilation from the early 80s from their first 2 records. And this is more or less the same thing. I haven't compared the track listing to the 2 albums yet. But I'm just curious if they are the same thing. But I've never seen it quite with this cover before. And yeah, the collector in me wanted to find as much, get my hands on as much OMD as I possibly can. So I was real happy to find that one. And it's in good, the vinyl's in really good shape as well. From the band Erasure, The Innocents, and this is the Erasure album I remember the most, especially the song Chains of Love is on here. And you know, I do find a lot of Erasure records, but you know, like a lot of synth pop records, they're usually just beat up as hell. And it's on Fire Mute label, really cool. So really happy to put Erasure into the collection. And the last record, and this was the coolest one to find. This one I couldn't put back for the life of me. It's from Dawkins, Back to the Attack. And of course, I've had this record for ages, and but what made this so attractive is the Japanese copy with the Obi strip, and it also came with the original inserts from the Japanese release. Let me just carefully take them out here. Came with this picture, this insert. One side is the band picture with the band name and the album name. In the back is the lyrics printed in English. And then the original album artwork that opens like this, actually. The original album artwork. And then it has the lyrics to the songs and credits in Japanese. I don't have many Japanese copies in my collection, so when I do find them, it's awesome. And let's see, I think there's another one in here, if I could find it. And of course, there's the record. It's on the Elektra label, and there it is. Unfortunately, got caught inside the vinyl. And basically, it's just an order form for other Japanese releases. You see, yes, on there, George Harrison, some other Dawkins releases, and of course, the order form is written in Chinese. But it's cool to find these things with their original inserts. I just saw this and I kept staring at it. I was gonna put it back because I said, you know what, I got this record already, and you know, I don't really need another one. But man, that was just such a cool package with all the original inserts. I had to get my hands on it. Well, that's what I dug with my friend Dave in Berkeley. That was a hard dig. It was a holiday weekend. The store where we go digging in Berkeley is only a couple of blocks away from Cal Berkeley University. The Cal Bears play football there, just a few blocks from the street where we dig a vinyl dig on. They had a big game with USC Bruins Trojans that day. So the Trojans were in town. It was like the whole city was out to see that game. It was a zoo out there, a complete zoo. It was hard to find I couldn't find parking originally, so I tried to move the vinyl dig to San Francisco. San Francisco was even worse. I couldn't find any parking there. I almost turned away and went home, but gave Berkeley another chance. Was able to find a parking spot and dig with DC, and that was good times, man. Really good times. Well, folks, that's gonna do it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I know I'm late bringing this up. Lately, YouTube you have to link your channel with Google+. I'm starting to figure out how to do things I used to do easily. So there's some features on this Google+ link that I like, but I really wish it would just go back to the way it was before, because that worked perfectly. As soon as they took away the feature that enabled you to send a video response, it was all downhill after that. And now this thing with Google+, I don't really like at all. I mean, I'll put up with it because, you know, I don't want to lose out on the VC, but man, I hate Google Plus. the way it's linked with YouTube, I can't stand it. But what can I do? Anyway, that's gonna do it for my video, and hope to see you all in the next one. Take care.